Hi everyone! So this is the video I know a lot of you are waiting for. It is my family trip to Paris. So as a lot of you guys know, I surprised them with tickets to visit me here and go to Paris with me. Paris was obviously one of the places on my list I had to go, and I really wanted to go with them. So I got them tickets and they came last weekend. It was Semana Santa, so I had off from school, which is Holy Week for Easter. And we went to Paris. It was so fun. I love Paris. Like, I don't have any better words for it. It was probably my favorite city I've been to. Maybe it's because I was with my family. Maybe it's because I just love it. Like, I really feel like I fit in there. Like I always say about Manhattan. Paris was the same way. I love the city. We know I love the city. And after going, I really want to learn French. So I'm going to start doing that. We'll see how long I keep it up for, but I'm definitely going to try and learn French because I nanny back in New York, speak French. So I told them and they're going to help me too. So I am very excited for that. This trip was incredible. It was so much fun. It was so fun to experience it with, the people I love most. And I also surprised them with tickets to Disneyland Paris when we came. So that is in this video too. My favorite part of it, but what a surprise. Of course, that was my favorite part of it. And I think that's all I wanted to say. I loved it. I hope you all love this and you get to see all of us together in Europe for our first time. It was all of their first time in Europe. Studying abroad has been my first time in Europe, so it was really great to experience it all together, and I hope you enjoy. So I woke up at like 4 a.m. My flight was at 6. It was clearly no sun out yet, and I flew to meet my family in Paris. I landed at a different airport than them. It was not intentional. I just didn't realize that when I was booking the flight. Mine was about an hour outside of Paris, so I took this bus in. It was an express. We went into the city, and then I took an Uber to the hotel to meet up with them, and right around here is where we met up. I did not take a video. I was too excited. Oh, I lied. I'm still on the bus in that video. But this is where we met up. We walked towards Moulin Rouge, which they have a Broadway show based off of it, and then we hiked to the top of this hill where the basilica is. We did not know it was a hill. You can see the Eiffel Tower in the back of that video. It's kind of cool. This is the basilica. It was gorgeous. It was on top of the hill. If you see like the view of Paris from up high, you can see it, which was cool. We got to go inside, see the stained glass. Apologies, these videos aren't great, but it was beautiful. They had different stations. This is a little model of it from the outside, so I guess you can see how big it is. This was the altar. We didn't want to get too close to disturb prayer because there were benches for prayer at the time. And then we went outside. This was the view from the top of that hill, as I said earlier. So high elevation. There's me and DJ. I am taller than him by an inch still, but I lean in my pictures, so he looks taller. But he'll probably grow to be taller than me. So we kept walking around, went back down the hill. I think we had lunch around here. And this was the Palace Garnier. I'm definitely pronouncing these wrong, but it's the opera house. Really gorgeous. As you can see, there was a lot of detail. I have an up-close seat. There's lots of statues, detail in the carvings. It was pretty. We didn't even go inside, but you could appreciate it from the outside. And then we walked around. These were just pretty buildings. And we went to the Arc de Triomphe, which is a very iconic part of France. This is the side of it. There's us as a family. This is the front. Looks just like Washington Square Park, where I go to school. Washington Square Park Arch is based off of this one. So yes, and then we kept walking to the Eiffel Tower since they're pretty near each other. We got to walk over the Seine River, which is what's behind me. This was just a really pretty view from the bridge. You could see the locks on the bridge. Super cute. Those were all over Paris, as you all probably know. And it was really beautiful. As you can see the sky, like I kept saying, the clouds look fake. That was a memorial for fallen French soldiers. We just went out to the lawn of the Eiffel Tower and laid out for a couple hours, just rested after the long day. They were all very jet lagged. They had been up since 2 a.m. their time. That's when their plane landed, since it landed at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. my time. So just relaxed, took some pretty pictures. As you can see, it was gorgeous. That picture was unedited. And then we took the metro back home because we had to sleep, because the next day we went to Disneyland Paris. I surprised them with tickets there. I've been so excited about it for weeks. Yeah, so we had to take a bus. We passed by the Louvre on the way out. The bus was included in our tickets, and it shuttled us from Paris to Disney. It was about 45 minutes apart since it's, on the outskirts, kind of like Orlando and Disney World, Florida. And so we drove. We were so excited. We did not sleep on the way, me and DJ. And then we pulled up to Disneyland, as you can see. I was so excited. We got park hoppers, so we went to both parks. It's smaller than Disney World, so we were able to do it all. This area is like their Disney Springs. It's right outside of the park. They call it Disney Village. So first we went to Walt Disney Studios, which reminded me of MGM, so I really liked it. When you walked in the park, you had to go through that studio, so it was like you were transforming into Hollywood. So the first ride we went on was Crush's Coaster, my favorite of the whole day. Then Toy Story Land. I didn't record much of the rides themselves because, I wanted to enjoy it, but I do have a lot of the outside. Then we went to Ratatouille, exactly the same as our Ratatouille in Epcot since it's based off of this one, so that was fun. Then the Tower of Terror. This one was a little different, but I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot, actually. It had more drops. See, here is us. I'm in the jean jacket, if you can see, and DJ and Dad are to my left. And then they had these Mickey balloons with the 30 on it since it was Disney World Paris' 30th anniversary. Then we went on Cars Road Trip, which was similar to the Backlot Tour, if you guys remember that. So that was fun. You'll see in a minute what I mean. It was like, and we got to see all the Cars characters. There's me and DJ in the little cart before we left. We're in the front row. There was Lightning McQueen. We walked right on this ride. And the rush of water, just like the Backlot Tour, we only got splashed a little bit. Not too bad. They called it Cars Catastrophe Canyon. There's Mater, and in the back, if you can see, there was an Eiffel Tower that he made. Then we park hopped to the other park, which is Disneyland Park. Very similar to Magic Kingdom. To enter, you have to go under the Disneyland Hotel, which is that pretty pink thing there. And then we walked into the park, so it's Main Street, similar to our Magic Kingdom. Walked down Main Street, we saw Sleeping Beauty's castle. So exciting, because it's so different than ours. It's similar to Disneyland California's castle. So we went on Phantom Manor, which is their version of the Haunted Mansion. Then we went, this might not be in order, I might have missed some videos of some rides, but then we went on Indiana Jones, which I was not a fan of because it banged my head around a lot. It was a roller coaster. And then we went under the castle. They have a dragon under the castle, which I think is so cool, and a lot of people don't know about it, so it was really cool that we got to see that. So we went under to say hi to the dragon. Then we went on the Snow White ride, which is very similar to the old Snow White ride in Disney, if you guys remember that. Then we went on Pinocchio, which was very similar to Snow White as well. It was like a ride-through similar to Winnie the Pooh in Magic Kingdom. We did a few other things, but then we went on Hyperspace Mountain, which is totally different than our Space Mountain. It's Star Wars themed, and it's much closer to the Rock and Roller Coaster. You can see us here, me and DJ in the back, and Dad's in front of us. So exciting. And then after we got crepes, which were delicious. DJ's eyes are closed in that picture. Then it was sunset, as you can see, and we took some pictures in front of the castle. So pretty. I had such a fun day. We were definitely exhausted after it, but totally worth it. There's all of us at Disneyland Paris. We got to watch the sun go down, and as we were walking out, we saw these cute little things. There was Eva from WALL-E, Stitch is here, who we know I love, and then we saw Baymax later on, so that was exciting. We walked back down Main Street, did some souvenir shopping, and then headed back to the bus that took us back into Paris. So then this is Saturday, our third day. Yes, our third day. So we got up, had some breakfast, walked around, and our first stop was the Pantheon, which was a government building, we believe. It was commissioned by Portugal, so all the signs outside explaining the history were in Portuguese and in French, which was very interesting for us. So I was trying my best to translate the Portuguese. I do not speak Portuguese, but it's very similar to Spanish, so I was able to pick up on a lot of it, I think. So that was cool to see. We didn't go inside of it, but we got to see all these beautiful detailing on the outside. As you guys have probably picked up from watching my videos, I love architecture. I just like appreciating it. I don't know much about it, but it's really pretty to look at. I like that more than sometimes what's inside. So we kept walking. We stopped for coffee, and they had meringues. These are all different colored meringues, which I thought was really cool. So our next stop was the Notre Dame. You'll see a better view of it in a second, but we stopped to watch this boat come under the bridge in the Seine River. Here's the Notre Dame. We sat outside for a little bit, and there was this tour guide that came by with his group, and we got to listen to him about some of the history and the fire. So that was very interesting to me. I enjoyed it, hearing he was actually there. He was in the Notre Dame when the fire began, and then he stood on the street and watched it burn for 3 hours. So it was really interesting to hear about this. The tour was in English. I don't speak French, but I really want to learn after this trip. So we kept walking down the street and the Seine River, which was gorgeous. We walked by the Saint Chapelle. We were going to go in. It's a church, I believe. However, we didn't have tickets. It was really packed, so we decided it's okay. We'll just keep walking. So we just kind of wandered the city. It was really nice. We had lunch. I don't have my lunch pictures in here. And then we walked by this crosswalk that had rainbows. Oh, here's the lunch. I had a peppercorn burger. It was delicious. And then we had to get gelato after because DJ really wanted gelato. And this is, I said it was the second best gelato I've had after the gelato I had in Italy. So very good. Then we went to this museum. I'm not going to try and say the name because I say it wrong every time. And if you saw those red things in the video before, those were escalators on the outside of the building, which was really cool because we got to see the view as we went up. And as you can see here, we could see the Eiffel Tower in the back, even though it was pretty far away. This was a modern and contemporary art museum, so newer art, which is not particularly my favorite. I'm more of a fan of Renaissance art, but it was kind of nice to do something new. Sorry if you can hear the fire truck outside. And then they had this really nice terrace outside. We sat there for a while. I was really tired. You can see the Eiffel Tower in the back of these videos. And then we went back inside. This was Andy Warhol, which was cool. There were some Picasso pieces before. I will put a title if I remember. So they had just little exhibitions like this, which were cool, but I was tired at this point. I think I was still tired from Disney. So we went to the cafe and I napped for like 2 hours, but totally worth it. And we saw Frida Kahlo because DJ really wanted to see this. I talked about that on my AP Spanish exam. That view was beautiful. We took some pictures. You can see little Eiffel Tower in the back, which was really cool because we were very far from it here. So it's nice to see that skyline. And then we walked by St. Eustache, I think is how it's pronounced, which is another church. On our way to dinner, there's me and Mommy at dinner with our wines. And then we got to see the sunset as we walked back to our hotel. And then this was the last day, Sunday. We went to the Louvre, but first we sat outside and went to the garden right outside of the Louvre, which was gorgeous. We sat in the chairs, enjoyed the sun, took some pictures. I wore my pink pantsuit this day, and I love the pantsuit. I will be wearing it more often. So we walked around the garden. As you can see, another arc, similar to the Arc of Triomphe that we saw earlier. Pretty, you know, I love this stuff. So we went into the Louvre. After that, we had to wait out our time tickets, so we sat outside for a little bit and just enjoyed the view. My favorite movie is The Da Vinci Code, which takes place in the Louvre, so this was very exciting for me. We took some pictures outside, as you can see. DJ took this video of me when I thought he was taking pictures. So, but very gorgeous. All the buildings on the outside, if you can see, that's like the actual Louvre, not just the triangle, but the triangle is what everybody knows of the Louvre, so that's what we took pictures in front of. And then this is once we went inside. We saw a lot of Egyptian art. I didn't take a lot of videos of that, but then we moved into, I don't even know how this type of art would be classified, but it was beautiful. They had all these rooms. They were decorated top to bottom. The room itself was the art. Absolutely loved it. This room was covered in gold. Gorgeous. Like, have no more words. So then we saw the Mona Lisa. Of course we had to see it. So we waited in line. We saw that, took some pictures in front of it by Da Vinci himself. So that was exciting, although the room was packed. So basically after we got the picture, we left. We saw a lot more in the Louvre, but I didn't take many videos. I was really enjoying the art. I think DJ has become a fan of art after these museums. Then we walked along the river back to the Eiffel Tower, which was kind of a long walk. It was like 40 minutes, but it was really nice to walk by the river. We laid out by the Eiffel Tower again, and then after we finished dinner, we were walking around and saw it lighting up. It twinkles only once every hour, so it was really exciting that we got to catch that. We got some videos, super cute. And then after it finished twinkling, we just took a family photo in front of it when the lights were on. DJ really wanted to see the Eiffel Tower in the day and the night, which we got to do. So as you can see, Paris is just as beautiful at night. I loved it. I will be back in Paris 100%. This was the last day. I went to the airport by myself, had to take that bus back, went on the plane, and back to Madrid. So that was Paris. I loved it. I hope you all feel like you came with us. Big family trip. This upcoming weekend, today is Tuesday, April 19th. This upcoming Saturday, I'm going to Valencia for the day, which is a town in Spain. It's an hour plane ride, not far at all. It's like a 3 or 4 hour train ride. We're gonna fly because it's cheaper. We're gonna go to the beach. It's on the coast. It's on the southeast coast of Spain. I had to think about that. So very excited for that. And then I said the Canary Islands is later in May, but that's all I have left. I think I might do one more like long weekend trip. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm very excited for all of that. School's going well. I only have 3 more weeks of school. I come home in 3 weeks and 2 days, counting down the days because I'm sad to leave, but excited to see you all again. And oh, I forgot to mention in this video, and I'm not redoing it now, but The first night we were in France, we went to a restaurant by the Eiffel Tower where I had their popular French beef dish. Loved it. Like, me, Dad, and DJ it was so good. Like, we could not stop talking about it. They had these like crispy roasted potatoes, and I typically don't like roasted potatoes, but these are the best potatoes I've ever had. Like, it's probably my favorite food now. I love it. So the rest of the trip, me and DJ would not eat that dish again because we knew it could not top the one we had at this restaurant. I'll put a picture in as I'm saying this so you all can see it. It was delicious. Loved it. I think that's all I got for France. I hope you guys loved it coming with me, and honestly, in a blink of an eye, I'll be home. So I guess I'll see you all soon. Love and miss you. Bye.